Welcome back to the channel. Well, I didn't think I'd be making videos this time of year. It's the dead of winter, and we're actually having a very mild winter. Normally, I'd have at least a few feet of snow on my property here. We're getting rain instead of snow because the temperature gets into like the high 30s. But I can't fish in high 30s temperature. But I started thinking about it, and this year I plan on fishing lakes I've never fished before. And really, if you within a 4-hour drive, I've fished pretty much every lake around here. So in order to fish new water, I got to go further. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to go further, why not go south, where the weather is a little warmer and I can fish? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. I'm going to Northern California. I'm going to fish Lake Shasta. What I know about Shasta, I've never fished it. It's the biggest lake in California. It's 30,000 acres. It's spotted bass. And from what I know about spotted bass, they're very similar to smallmouth. They grow about the same size. They school like them. And I've heard from guys that they're the toughest freshwater fish, toughest fighting pound for pound freshwater fish. I got to see it to believe it, because I don't think anything fights harder than a smallmouth pound for pound. But anyway, that's where I'm going. I'm going to spend 3 days. It's a 12-hour drive. So if I'm going to drive 12 hours and then 12 hours back, I'm going to spend 3 full days. I'm hoping there's enough action that I can get 3 videos out of it. It's been a long time since I fished in the winter. I'm going to say 12 years ago, probably the last time. I have experience fishing in the winter on California reservoirs because I spent time in Southern California, but I have no idea what to expect. I got a map. I bought a topographical map. I'll show you my plan, and we'll go from there. Okay, there's this small version of the lake. I just wanted to show you the whole thing. This is the Sacramento River, this is the McCloud River, and this is the Pitt River. So 3 rivers flow in, and they dammed it up somewhere down there. I am going to start day 1 in the Sacramento River. I'm actually staying in a hotel kind of at the northern end of that river. I'm going to launch. I'll show you on the big part of the map. Okay, so here's the Sugarloaf Resort, and they have a ramp right here. That's where I'm going to launch. I'm staying up here somewhere. I'm going to drive down and launch here. And I looked it over, and what I decided was it's too big to just run around trying to find something. I'm going to come down the river, down around here, down here, right here, O'Brien Creek. According to the scale, O'Brien Creek is about 2 miles from the mouth to the end. I'm going to treat O'Brien Creek like its own separate lake. It's got several of these feeder creeks, so I'm going to fish it like it's its own lake. I'm going to try to figure something out in O'Brien Creek, where the activity zone is, with the best presentation, all that stuff. I'm going to start, I think I'm going to start right here, off this point leading into the first feeder creek. I will tell you my strategy when I'm on the water here. There's only, a lot of these videos, what I start out intending to do changes. There's only 2 things that can change my plan. The first one is weather. If it's rough, I'm not going to run. I'm just not going to make the run. What I'll probably do, if it's really rough, right across the ramp is this big old long Salt Creek. I'll go in there and try to figure something out. The other thing is boat pressure. I mean, it's the middle of winter. It's February. I don't expect a lot of pressure, but this lake, I think, is real popular. So, if I run down here and I get over here to the mouth and I see boats in here, I have that rule of mine. I don't like to get within 100 yards of another boat because I don't have to. I'm not fishing a tournament, and I can go find my own water. So if that's the case, I will run out of here. The trip from here, from the ramp, as I'm coming down to go, I'm going to observe, are there boats in here, boats on this area here, and I'll make a note of where there aren't boats. And so if this doesn't pan out, I will come back and fish areas, that don't have boats on it, and I'll try to establish something that way. But my hope is I get to fish O'Brien Creek day one, at least, a few hours, and try to establish something, and then I can, whatever I learn, I'll apply it to the rest of the lake. So I will see you right here somewhere on Monday morning. There's Sprague Lake. Sprague Lake in the wintertime. Looks like the water's way up, but I can't really tell. I've only been here a few times. That's the Columbia River. And from here all the way to the ocean, it runs east to west, and it's the border between Oregon and Washington. So I'm in Oregon. The other side over there is Washington. And look how calm it is. The weather's unbelievable here. I've been driving about 5 hours. I got 7 more to go. And if it's this warm in Northern California, it's going to be nice, because I got to take my jacket off. Look at that. I think it's Klamath Lake it's called. I'm in Klamath Falls, Oregon. This lake is enormous. I can't even see where it ends that way. It goes all the way, I don't know how many acres. I got to look it up when I get home. It is huge. And not a single boat that I can see. Now, it might be because the Super Bowl is on right now, and that might have something to do with it, or it's just not the kind of lake that people fish. I don't know, but this thing is huge. Look at that. I've been driving 10 hours. I got 2 left. Welcome to California.
Welcome to California.
I said that. I made it. Monday morning, Lake Shasta. I want to tell you a few things. First of all, I stopped for breakfast. The lady saw my boat. She said, "Did you fish the tournament yesterday?" I said, "No, I didn't know there was a tournament." She said, "Yeah, they had a tournament yesterday." I said, do they have a lot of tournaments?" "Oh yeah," she said, "pretty much every weekend." So they had a tournament here yesterday, which I don't know how many boats were in it, but we'll see. The other thing, I mentioned I was going to launch at Sugarloaf Marina. It's closed. So I had to come north into the Sacramento River arm and launch over here. I think it's called Antlers Marina. And here's the deal. I had my strategy all set for O'Brien Creek, and I'm still going over there. But I figured, since I'm here, I'm going to fish these bridges. There's a train bridge, there's the highway bridge, and I think there's one more bridge back in here. I'm going to fish the bridges since I'm here. I'll probably throw a swim bait along the pilings and then drop shot them. An hour. If I don't catch anything, I'll be out of here in an hour. And then I'm going to run to O'Brien Creek. So I have a strategy for how I'm going to fish O'Brien Creek, and I'll talk about that when I get down there. But for now, I'm going to fish in here. I'm weighing all my fish, trying to catch a limit. That's my number one goal. And then if I can do that, a double-digit limit. It's down, the water, this is another funny thing. The water's down 25 feet. If the water was down 25 feet on Lake Pondere, you wouldn't be putting a boat in there. The lady said to me, I told her I was launching at Sugarloaf Marina, and she said, "Well, they might be closed because the water's so high." And I said, the water's high? And she said, yeah, it's real high. And I said, yeah, but it's still down, right? Yeah. So I didn't expect it to be closed. And I don't know if the water being this high has anything to do with it being closed, but you can see it's down about 25 feet. So anyway, I'm dying to go fishing. I drove 12 and a half hours last night, so I'm going fishing. Well, I fished around the highway bridge. I saw stuff, but I didn't catch any. And you know, it's been so long since I've been out here fishing. I'm gonna just throw all the baits that I've got tied on and work my way to the train bridge. The water's not super clear. It's pretty clear, but I'm gonna throw the spinnerbait. I've got a sinking minnow tied on. I've got, a swim bait, 2 swim baits. I'm just going to throw everything for, a few minutes till I get to the train bridge. Then I'm going to work the train bridge, and then on the way out of here, there's another bridge. I'll hit that bridge, and then I'm going to go to O'Brien Creek and try that. But I don't know. I haven't thrown these lures in so long, I just want to throw them for a while. GoPro, start recording. Well, there's my first fish. It's not very big, but yeah, not a keeper. Is that a that's a spotted bass, I think. Yeah. Well, it's my first fish. They're in here. I'm at the, there's a road and a train bridge. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drop shot these bridges, and then I think I'm gonna, while I'm here, I'm gonna go back here. There's these small feeder creeks. That's what I was gonna do at O'Brien. I'm going to O'Brien for sure, but I'm just gonna hang around back here for a while and just mess around. Okay, I fished these bridges. I got that one short fish. What I'm going to do, the plan at O'Brien Creek, I'm going to do here, and then I'm going to go to O'Brien Creek. So here's the plan. You see that? They're like feeder creeks. There's a bunch of them all the way in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have both of my sonar units on. I'm going to throw, I think I'm going to probably throw the swim bait because I want to move a little faster than the sinking minnow. So I'm going to be probably throwing like a 45-degree angle towards the bank, and I'm going to be sitting in 30 feet, roughly 30. I caught that little guy, it was like 35. I think they're deep. The water's not even 50 degrees. And for California, I got to think that's pretty cold. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to work the swim bait back to the boat, but I'm going to be like those guys you see that have forward-facing sonar, where they're looking down while they fish. That's going to be me. I'm going to be making the cast, and then I'm going to be looking at my units as I work the swim bait back. I'm looking for activity, and I'm going to be sitting in about 30 feet. Now, I have old-fashioned technology, 2D sonar, but believe it or not, this is the high-tech version of it. It's got a dual beam transducer, and it allows you to shoot both beams down at the same time. The 83 kilohertz beam is the wide one. So if I'm in 30 feet, I'm seeing 30 feet of the bottom. 15 feet on each side of the boat. So I'm probably covering 25 to 35 foot depth on the big beam, but it's not a detailed picture. The narrow beam, the 200 kilohertz, is going to have about a 10-foot diameter within the 30-foot, which is a higher resolution picture. But I'm just looking for activity, something down there that looks like it might have fish. And then what I'll do is I'll reel in the swim bait and throw the drop shot on. I'll use this one. This is more advanced. This is it's called Chirp. It shoots out a bunch of different frequencies, and it's supposed to give you a better picture. So once I see it on this one, I'll try to zoom in on this one, and I'll drop shot on top of it. So I'm going to be working in and out of these feeder creeks, swim bait, drop shot. That's kind of what the plan was in O'Brien Creek. So I figure I'll mess with it here before I head on out of there. You know, it's, I don't know. It looks like it could have fish in it. You know, it's deep. I mean, I'm in like 80 feet in here. So that's what I'm going to do here I'll probably do it for an hour, and then I'll head back. I'll head to O'Brien Creek. O'Brien Creek. This is the, well, maybe it's that point. You know what? It's not here. I think it's over there. I want to start at the point of the first feeder creek. Whew. Okay, so I'm at the mouth of the first feeder creek in O'Brien Creek. I got to tell you, this place is huge. You could have a 100-boat tournament in the Sacramento Arm and you wouldn't be near anybody. It's overwhelming. Like, you know, you don't know where to start. So my original plan was make this a separate lake and try to establish a pattern in here, and I got sidetracked because that ramp was closed. That's what I'm going to do. It's 11 o'clock. At least 5 hours in here. I'm going to try to find, I believe if I can hit one school, I can get a limit in one school. I think they're schooled up, chasing bait. You know, if they're in 80 feet, I'm not going to catch them. But I'm going to work the bank. I think what I'm going to do is fish the craw out. Well, like this bank here, I'm not going to fish a craw on this. But if I see like chunk rock on the bank, I'll throw the craw. Otherwise, I'll probably just throw the swim bait. But I'm mainly going to be focused on my graphs. And, you know, if I see a school, I'm going to drop down on them. I think that's how I'm going to catch them, probably on the drop shot. But I'd like to get a keeper in the boat, so let's get going here. GoPro, start recording. Okay, I got one. He's bigger than the other one. Oh yeah, he's fighting. This guy's pulling. There he is. Yeah, they're tough. I don't even know if he's a keeper. But let's see. I get to use my new scale. I don't think he's a pound, but I'm going to weigh him because I have a new scale. Remember all the trouble I've been having weighing fish? Watch this. Hook the fish. Let me put my glasses on. Hook the fish. Hit the power button. Wait till it goes to 0. Weigh the fish. Can't see. 1 pound, 1 pound, 1 ounce. He's a keeper. And looks like there's something in his throat, like a bait fish. 1 pound, 1 ounce. First one. Tell you what, oh, the other nice thing, I set this down. In 60 seconds, it turns itself off. I have a hard time seeing in the light, but anyway, let me write that down. Okay. You see the chunk rock? This is that first feeder creek. 1 pound, 1 ounce. So what I was doing was I was throwing the swim bait and watching the graph like I said I was going to do, and when I got to the chunk rock I paid real close attention to arches near the bottom eating crawdads, and that's what that one was doing. So this stretch here, I'm going to put the swim bait down and I'm going to drop shot. I'm just going to use the graph down this part of the bank, trying to hit more like him. GoPro, start recording. There's one. Well, I got one. Hope it's a keeper because I'm struggling. It's close. Well, it only has to be a pound. One, 3. I'm going for a limit. That's all I care about today. This is number 2. I was just, oh, he wasn't getting off. Let me make sure that this is recording, otherwise I'm doing this for nothing. Yeah, it's recording. So I went back to doing, I was throwing the spinnerbait actually, because I can move faster and this water's not real clear. And I ran over some fish, dropped down and got them. Now, let's see. Hook them, turn it on, and weigh 1 pound, 3 ounces. Didn't I say that? They're little guys, but I'm going to try to get a limit of keepers. I got to change the battery in my GoPro. Oh. There's another one. Well, maybe that's the one I just dropped. 1.3. I bought a new camera and it's got replaceable batteries, so I'll just stick another battery in it. That's 2. I'm going for a limit today, and I'm going for a limit in O'Brien Creek. GoPro start recording. Well, I got one. Hope it's a keeper because I'm struggling. Close. It has to be a pound. Right? That's a pound, I think. I'll tell you what, today I just want 5 keeper fish. I'll be happy. I'll worry about bigger weights tomorrow. Okay, power 0. Oh, come on now. 1 pound, 1 pound, 1 ounce. It's okay. That's 3 keepers. 3 keepers. I'm going to try to catch a limit today. And then tomorrow I'm going to probably do the same thing to catch a limit. But I'm going to start early, you know, and get it over with quick. And before I go home today, I'm going to try something on the way back to the ramp for bigger fish. I'm going to fish the big rocks, the areas that had really big rock. I'm going to drag that craw, but it's 1:15. I want to have a limit by 4 o'clock maybe. Then I'll get out of here and I'll go do that and try to upgrade, and then maybe I'll learn something for tomorrow. This is what I've been catching. That's about the 5th one. But I got 3 keepers. I'm going to try to catch 2 more before I abandon this pattern and go to something else. Okay, update time. I'm leaving O'Brien Creek. I probably caught 10 bass, but they were all small. I got 3 keepers that are barely keepers, and the rest were short. It's almost 3 o'clock. I'm gonna run back towards the ramp. There was water. Okay, here's the thing. I've decided that I'm focusing on bass that are eating crawfish, not bass that are chasing bait. So I'm going to run back towards the ramp. There was a lot of bigger rock, and I think they hold more crawfish, and it'll probably attract some bigger bass. That's what I'm going to try to do anyway. I'm going to spend the last couple hours dragging the craw, and maybe if I see the arches drop shotting just on bigger rock. So I'm heading back, and I'll stay till 5:30 if I have to. I'd like to get a limit, even a small one. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to head back now. I'll tell you one thing. We're not going to see weather like this where I live till April. This is unbelievable. Okay, let's go. Well, I was running back, and I ran over a hump here. It's like 100 feet deep there, and 100 feet deep there, and 20 feet here. So I'm just kind of running over it with the graph. I'm looking for signs of something. Well, I got one on this hump, and I think it's a keeper. Yes, it is. That's number 4 if I can get him in the boat. I might catch a limit on this hump. Well, I think he's a keeper. Good Lord. If he is, he's a pound. Sorry, I don't have that other camera. I'm going to set the other camera up. I've been running around. He's not even a keeper. I'm going to weigh him though. Because oh boy. Nope. See what I was talking about? These rocks, these big rocks. I'm gonna fish this. I'm gonna drop shot it. I wasn't gonna come back to the Sacramento River tomorrow, but I got a feeling I'm going to at least half a day. Yeah, this is what I'm catching. Tomorrow I gotta do a whole new approach to I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but this was a small fish day. Okay, that's it for day one, Lake Shasta. It was brutal. I caught probably 10 fish. Most of them were short. My big one was 1 pound 3 ounces. I tell you what, if the next 2 days are like this, that 12-hour drive home is going to feel like a week and a half. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I was hoping day one I would figure something out. I don't have a clue. So I'm going to go back to the hotel and I'm going to look at the map. I don't want to fish this water. It's not because there aren't any fish in it. It's just that I'll probably never come back here, and I want to experience other parts of the lake. So I'm gonna launch somewhere else. I'm gonna fish somewhere else, and I'm gonna probably fish different because this didn't work. I ended up three keepers. The big one was 1-3. Didn't even, didn't have any big ones on. So I'm doing something wrong. So I'm gonna try to figure it out, and I'll be back tomorrow. I'll let you know what I'm gonna do. When I get back to the hotel, I'll figure it out. Okay, sorry, this one didn't work out the way I planned.